It's fucking really cold, I guess, in the United States, man. But then again, I'm fucking hot still. Probably because I just had hot chocolate just now, to say the least. Enough talk like that. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode Lucas E. Allen 1080 on YouTube. And audio platforms, Lucas E. Allen Show. Which is your LimitsCenter podcast. Obviously your Wednesday, January 28th of 2026. I almost said the 18th for some stupid reason. Which your Wednesday podcast, there's a little LimitsCenter for your Wednesday, January 28th, 2026. Also, Lucas E. Allen Show, to say the least. Let me know if you got anything. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. The reason I say it a little oddly, because I didn't realize this until today. I have 456 followers on Facebook. So I guess follow my Facebook if you haven't done it so already. Lucas C. Allen. Also Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. Lucas C. Allen as well. Not really so much Twitter. I don't post so much on Twitter. Dang it, now I did it on Facebook, obviously, the last couple weeks or so. Now all of a sudden I got freaking like 400 plus followers. Now I'm just not even posting shit about less than a month. Freaking crazy, I know. How is everybody doing today? Let me know in the comment section how your day is doing, to say at least on YouTube and Spotify, to say at least. You can follow me on social media, like I just said. Also, watching today's podcast on YouTube. Hit the like button today's podcast. Hit the subscribe button. You've done so already. Turn the bell for your post notifications and up on this channel. And always, leave a comment on my episode for your Wednesday, or LimitsCenter for your Wednesday, January 28th of 2026. Also on Spotify, do the same thing. Also a 5-star and very nice as well, to say at least. As always, we're going to be discussing 3 reviews today. That's what I'm going to be discussing today. Your Friday Night Smackdown, January 23rd, 2026 review. We'll be discussing that. Very boring show, honestly. So I'll go my notes down here a little bit. We'll also be discussing your WWE Saturday Night's main event review for your January 28th, 4th, 2026. Very fun show there. I think it was the best Saturday Night's main event we've got since 2024 era Saturday Night's main event. We'll be discussing that. Also, finally, discussing your Friday Night Smackdown, your Monday Raw, January 26, 2026 review of Mercedes Monday review, to say at least, for Monday Night Raw. If you think Raw put up a good show, obviously, I'm only joking. If you that day put up a good show to save your life, you on anybody's birthday, to say at least. Right, that's what it is. But we're going to discuss it all in today's podcast. Gratitude, maybe let's concentrate this week's, or this episode's your LimitsCenter podcast, your Wednesday, January 28th of 2026, on today's podcast, ladies and gentlemen. And starting with, you guys, your WWE Friday Night Smackdown, January 23rd, 2026 review. This show is not good. Not good. I mean, some bright spots, like you got some 3 bright spots on this show, but other than that, nothing but a below average show, obviously, to say at least. The start of SmackDown opened up with shots of superstars walking to backstage before going live into the arena. Sami Zayn's music hit and he came out to a big pop. Obviously, his hometown, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, was based in Canada, to say the least, with the Canadian crowd. He talked about having a chance to become a number 1 contender for the undisputed WWE Championship. Tomorrow, obviously, is Saturday night's main event. But he was quickly interrupted by Trick Williams. He said Zayn isn't on his level and won't leave Saturday night's main event with a win. Zayn agreed that they're not on the same level, but it's because Zayn is the best of the best, while Williams is still trying to reach his potential. Williams said he would fight Zayn right now, but he has no worry about his match with Damian. He has to worry about his match with Damian Priest later in the main event, which brought out Damian Priest to the ring. He speculated that Williams is scared of him, and that is why he didn't try to talk trash to him last week when they ran into each other. With Trick Williams nailed Zayn with a mic, but Priest blocked his shot and started unloading on him, to say at least. Williams ended up pushing Priest into Zayn before escaping the ring. Formulaic start to your Friday Night Smackdown show, if you ask me. Thank God it's not some faction or even Cody Rhodes or nothing like that. Still a C+. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot give a flying fuck about this segment. What do you want me to say? This just sets the tone later at night for stuff like, it's a regular television show, a special themed show like Saturday Night's Main Event, or even, most importantly, a pay-per-view or a PLE. Did this do that for you, ladies and gentlemen? The answer is no. At least for me, it didn't, obviously. So that gets a C+. And on to Carmelo Hayes. This surprise should open the show, honestly. Carmelo Hayes, the reigning defending WWE Men's United States Champion, defeats Ilya Dragunov to retain the said WWE Men's United States Championship. Banger match, obviously, because it's obviously not Trick Williams. Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov, two of the best wrestlers they got in this company, this brand, obviously. And it's great to see Carmelo Hayes finally get into a thing of his own with the Men's United States Championship. Put on great matches, obviously. I feel like it was the same grade over and over with the United States Championship, like B+ or even A- stuff. I'm not complaining. I mean, it's necessary. But when we got past with Carmelo Hayes. But still, I'm very much impressed. The man is freaking great as Carmelo Hayes. Hopefully, this is a stepping stone with more championships involved for Carmelo Hayes. Now, I could have without the Miz get involved. That's why it's a lower grade to a B+. You'll actually cost Ilya Dragunov the match so later on, obviously, even towards the end of the match. This could not seem to care about the Miz attacking Damien or Carmelo Hayes. Or, excuse me, Ilya Dragunov, if you get the point. That didn't do nothing for him. This match did a lot, man. This match was freaking great. And a solid job that Dragunov did towards the end of this match. Like Hayes did his finisher. Fucking A+++, in my opinion. So this also gets a B+ to say at least. It's time for best grade in the show. Speaking of time for best grades in the show, Cody Rhodes. We have a backstage interview with Michael Cole about facing Jacob Fatu at Saturday night's main event. Fatu then interrupted the interview and said that he has only focused on Drew McIntyre, the reigning defending undisputed WWE champion, when he cost Rhodes the title. Rhodes brought up the prison record and said history about not thinking in advance. This is freaking bizarre if you ask me. This great stuff, obviously. We're going to get a personal stuff. I like it here. Kind of remind me a little bit like the Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins feud, obviously, like a long time ago, obviously. Fatu said his choices have made him a better man, but Rhodes still blamed him for losing the title. Fatu said he's not like the other Samoans Rhodes has faced, and he is more in control than everyone thinks. This was a freaking very good segment. I like backstage interviews like this, honestly, and like the sit-down interviews like Michael Cole possesses, stuff like that. This was freaking great. Absolutely love this segment with Jacob Fatu. Technically, Cody Rhodes with Jacob Fatu interrupted, but I like this quite a bit. I give it a B+. Time for the best grade in the show with Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov. Freaking great ass freaking stuff here to say at least. It's a B+. No, it's not great stuff. Jade Cargill. I love Jade Cargill and Chelsea Green. This match did nothing for me. Like most of these Jade matches are, basically. And I love Jade Cargill. But what she has yet to defend the WWE Women's Championship. And in fact, they said basically teased that on Twitter, obviously. Her and Jordan Grace went back and forth about stuff like this. But anyways, Jade Cargill, the reigning defending WWE Women's Champion, defeats Chelsea Green. After the match, Jordan Grace grabbed the microphone and she promised Jade if she wins the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble match, that she will challenge Jade at WrestleMania. That has not happened during whatsoever. And this gets a big fat C. Ah, man. I don't know what the fucking say I does right. These Jade Cargill matches and segments and Chelsea Green involved, like, it's the same shit over and over and over. It's like missionary position every single night. Ugh. You know what I mean, man? The comedy stuff can give it. That's from Roman Reigns, obviously, who was feuding with John Cena a long time ago in 2021. Same shit, man. You get the point. You get the point. How am I supposed to care? Generally freaking asking, man. Big Jade fan, think it might take a lot of flack for a big Jordan Grace fan, big Chelsea Green fan. But how should I fucking care? How am I supposed to fucking care for this? Jim, I'm asking you, WWE Freakos. So I have to call you AEW Sickos. I'm going to call you WWE Freakos. Freakos, how am I supposed to care about this? Nothing? Then at the end of that dot, so. A big fat C. Speaking of shit is a big fat C. The MFTs, oh my god, man. The MFT still seconding Tama Tonga, or whatever freaking Tonga it is at this rate. The MFTs defeat the Wyatt Six to win the WWE Tag Team Championships. Another big fat C. Oh, man. What are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? What are we doing here, ladies and gentlemen? Did you fucking care? The MFTs and the Wyatt Six, you're like, how am I supposed to care, man? What is this shit? Who the fuck cares about Solo Sikoa and the fucking MFTs? I'm sorry. Then they have tag team child go on their way, so thanks to freaking stealing Uncle Howdy's lantern. Like, Jesus Christ, man, how am I supposed to care? How am I supposed to care? Genuinely asking, did it be Freakos? I'm genuinely asking. No answer? Thought so. Thank you very much. Moving on to Nathan Frazier. One half of the Fraxium guys defeats Johnny Gargano. Let's get this bit later. This is freaking good. Given to be totally two great pro wrestlers, obviously. Gonna know not to freaking finish it. Axion's mask getting freaking stolen by Candice LeRae. And then obviously, getting Candice LeRae hit her husband Johnny Gargano with the mask or something like that. With the referee's back turn, obviously, like, I could have done without that shit. And then Candice runs off with the mask and shit. Like, who fucking cares about that? But I like the match quite a bit. I'm a big Johnny fan. You know, I love Johnny. I love Nathan Frazier. I love the Fraction guys. I just couldn't give a shit about this whatsoever. I mean, not that I didn't give a shit about it. I like the match, obviously. But the outside shenanigans, not so much. But this gets to be a very fun match if you ask me. Nothing not to say there, though, obviously. Moving on to after a break, Drew McIntyre reigned defend undisputed WWE champion. Came out incredibly pleased with himself as he carried the undisputed WWE championship over his shoulder. He mocked Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu's segment early in the show. And so he can't wait to watch both of them tear each other apart on Saturday Night's main event, obviously. He then spoke about the four men who are competing at Saturday Night's main event for a title shot against him. He wished Rich Williams luck, but talked some trash about Orton and Priest and Cody Norton, Sami Zayn too. Anyways, I did not give a fuck about this at all either. This was short and freaking boring, and I love Drew. I'm a big McIntyre fan. Like, did we get to see him on the show last Friday night? The answer is no. A big fat C. Another C. I don't fucking care. Like, who fucking cares, man? Really, I love Drew, but still. And then, though, somehow my freaking notes went down freaking about Raw, obviously. Go figure. Alright, so we move on to more C's on this show. Kiana James and Julia, the reign defending WWE Women's United States Champion, Miss Julia. Don't like this whatsoever. Julia and Kiana James defeat Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. And Lash Legend Nia Jax to become a number one contender for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Another big fat C. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Why can't we just have Julia worry about defending her Women's United States Championship on this damn show without going after more gold? That's not necessary right now. The Women's Tag Team Championships. Why? Why, ladies and gentlemen? I got no answers. Do you have answers, freakos? Because I certainly don't. How am I supposed to fucking care? I'm a big Julia fan. I like Alexa, love Charlotte, love Alexa, love Charlotte. Like Lash quite a bit. She was not the greatest in this match at all, but still. Like, how am I supposed to care? Why is Julia worry about more gold already? You have her worry about her championship, Triple H. Just saying. God damn, man. Why can't I worry about... Why is everybody so many more than one title around their waist? Not everybody can be a Mercedes Monday. I know Julia's as great as a Mercedes Monday, but still. You get the gist, obviously. A big fat C. Should I move on to your main event here? Not that the main event was better either. Damian Priest versus Trick Williams in the main event ends in disqualification. After Sami Zayn caused that disqualification, and after the match, Randy Orton delivered RKOs to everyone, including Zayn, to end the show. This gets a C+. Oh my goodness, man. Formulaic main event, just like a formulaic start to your show, obviously. This made absolutely no. This made me not great, obviously. It was just a C+. It was not a bad match between Priest and Williams. But seriously, why are we doing this shit? Like, who cares? You can't at least have these two worry about a Saturday night. I mean, no one really cares for a potential Trick Williams and Damian Priest one-on-one match, obviously. But still, you can at least leave something like a contract signing or something like this. Or some promo between the four men, all in between. This did nothing for me. I'm sorry. And gets a C+ to end your show, and the show is not that great at all, man. That's your overall show for Friday Night Suckdown, January 23rd, 2026, is a C+. Not a great show whatsoever. From Friday Night Smackdown, obviously Suckdown, for your January 23rd, 2026 review. Moving on to WWE Saturday Night's main event, January 24th, 2026 review. This was a lot better of a show than Friday Night Smackdown, obviously. But anyway, starting with Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. He went for a match, obviously. The match did not get underway. He went to a no contest to start the show after both men fought each other from in the ring to obviously to the crowd, where Drew McIntyre, reigning defending undisputed WWE champion, came out and put both men through tables. I was highly entertained by this. This was freaking great. Didn't have to do the match here, didn't have to do the match whatsoever, because both men could not lose the match, obviously, with Cody Rhodes just losing it, obviously, at SmackDown. A couple weeks ago in his first match after losing the championship. He ain't gonna lose any time with that. And Jacob Fatu, it was his first match, obviously, since coming back from injury. You can have him lose either. So there you go. They both got a very good outcome here. But both men not even getting into matches to happen. Obviously, Drew McIntyre put both men through the tables. And I was highly entertained by this. I was highly entertained by this for sure. It's the best grade on the whole show, and it's a very good show if you ask me for Saturday night's main event. Gave us an A, believe it or not. I was highly, highly, highly entertained by this shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. So if this gets an A to say the least. Looking forward, what else happens in this feud between Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. Very fun stuff if you ask me here. Obviously, like the SmackDown promo, obviously. A few highlights of that show this past week to say the least. Gave this opening segment slash fight to say the least, A. Moving on to Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. The reigning defending WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Defeat Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez at the Judgment Day to legacy retain the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. This was freaking fun too. I enjoyed this match quite a bit, man. Big gave us a B+. High on all four women, by the way. Big Liv fan, big Roxanne fan, big Io Sky fan, big Rhea Ripley fan. I am a fan of Rhea Ripley, not only a big Rhea Ripley fan, but I'm still a fan of Rhea Ripley, obviously. Highly, highly entertained this match, to say the least. Obviously, the Pop Rocks finished the referee not counting 3. It looked stupid, obviously. That spot looked kind of bizarre. Not going to lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. I enjoyed this match, though, to say the least. The botched finish, honestly, was kind of like brought me out of the match a little bit. That's why I would have been an A- for example. But I still give it a B+. A very fun match, though. Gotta credit all 4 of these lovely ladies here. And by the way, Liv Morgan should undoubtedly, especially for losing 2 straight matches discussed in the Raw review, obviously, from next segment, she should win the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble match. If she does not, I'm going to be a very pissed off man. Unless it's Bianca Belair. They'll take Bianca, but in all honesty, Liv should honestly deserves that one more than Bianca Belair. That's what I think, honestly. Nothing against Bianca. Bianca's my second favorite women's wrestler of all time, obviously, right behind Mercedes Moné. But still, I think Liv kind of deserves that win, obviously, don't you think? Don't you think there, Triple H? We're probably not knowing his stupid ass. You probably go not even just Bianca, probably go with someone like, I don't know, Rhea Ripley. which would be kind of more dumb, honestly, but still. This gets a B+, so a very fun match, if you ask me, from these four ladies, to say at least. Then, like, we're up again, a Riptide of Liv Morgan. Liv takes another L, obviously, before her first L back. Technically, it was just in a Raw review. She didn't take an L there either. It didn't at all, but still. This gets a B+. Very fun match, if you ask me, for these four ladies. Moving on to AJ Styles. Elephant in the room, how seen his final probably weeks of a WWE, or the last week or so. It defeats Shinsuke Nakamura. This gets an A-. Much, much, much better. I mean, much better than the WrestleMania 34 match between these two men. I mean, it ain't even close. These two men had a great match on Saturday night. One of the better Nakamura matches in recent memory, obviously. Especially recently. He has not been great recently at all. Like, last, 5 years or so. But Nakamura he's not the greatest anymore, but still. This match was freaking very good. I love this match quite a bit. Obviously, a lot better than the WrestleMania 34 disaster it had, thanks to Vince McMahon making this the main event. But then if it was main event, then it probably just as bad as the technical main event with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, man. That shit was awful, too. Not a great WrestleMania card, that was whatsoever. I mean, highlight that was believe not Ronda Rousey, honestly. Between her and Kurt Angle, she got Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Can you believe that shit? I mean, damn, when that's your best thing on WrestleMania, you know you're fucking cooked at that rate, Vince McMahon. What do you want me to say? But this gets an A- to AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. A very fun match, if you ask me. For the final time ever. And I love the moment after the match. These two give fist bumps and everything. The probably like emotional fashion. I love that. I love that storytelling, to say at least. So that gives us an A-. Hurry on to your main event, though. Only for 3 matches and 2 or 4 things, but it's only 3 matches on the show, technically. Moving on to your main event, though. Sami Zayn. He defeats Damian Priest and Randy Orton and Trick Williams in the main event to become the #1 contender for the undisputed WWE Championship. And he'll face Drew McIntyre, the champion, obviously, at the Royal Rumble. This is also pretty fun. Still, this is not the worst match on the whole grand of the show. But it's not a bad match whatsoever. It gives a pretty good match if you ask me here. They gave this a B. Still the worst grade of the whole show, but still not mean it's bad. Not bad at all, obviously. When your worst thing is a B, it's a good show if you ask me. I'll give you credit there, Paul Levesque, for this show on Saturday night. This is a pretty fun Fatal 4-way. Not gonna lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is a pretty fun Fatal 4-way. Sami Zayn was the right outcome here, by the way. So these people online, obviously probably Vince McMahon fans, Sami Zayn's a mid-carder. Sami Zayn, he's a mid-carder at best. He is not a world champion level wrestler. What the fuck are you talking about? It's like slapping the shit out of you. Of course he's a main event wrestler, obviously. This man is freaking one of the better babyface turns in all recent memory. In a big-time moment at the Royal Rumble, was that 2023? Yeah, remember that shit? That's what made Sami Zayn the main eventer. One of these idiots, they praise that shit, but they fucking shit on Sami Zayn in the modern day. They make up your fucking mind, you fucking degenerate fucking drones, to say the least. Stop with your bullshit. This man could realistically main event WrestleMania at 39 that year. He could have beaten Roman Reigns. So shut the fuck up. Sami Zayn is freaking great. Sami Zayn's great. You don't like it? Don't freaking care about your useless, dumbass opinion, dumb fucks. Just saying. Because I speak right in my fucking phone here. I'm sorry, phone, obviously, but still. This match is pretty good, though. I give it a B. Still, the worst thing in the show means it's a bad grade whatsoever, though. B is not a bad grade at all. That's your overall show grade for Friday for WWE Saturday night's main event. For January 24, 2026, is an A-. Believe it or not, the best Saturday night's main event grade you got, honestly. Since it came back in 2024. This is obviously the best Saturday night's main event, in my opinion, since it came back in 2024. By far, actually. And I mean by far. I mean, last one with the John Cena retirement match was not that bad. But that just obviously had a botched finish with the tap out with John Cena Gunther, but still. I might even enjoy this one more than that the last Saturday night's main we got, honestly. So this gets an A- the overall show grade for Saturday night's main event, January 24th of 2026. And finally, everybody, for the LimitsCenter podcast, here Monday, Jesus. Here's Wednesday, January 28th, 2026. Your Monday Night Raw, January 26th, 2026 review. Mercedes Monday edition of Monday Night Raw. Oh, I'm only joking, people. Another start to the show, AJ Styles. He kicked off the night show, by addressing a high-stakes match at Gunther Saturday at the Royal Rumble, in which if he loses, he must retire. After asserting that there is no reason that 2026 not be a year, be the year of AJ Styles, CM Cult personality played, and CM Punk, the reigning defending WWE World Heavyweight Champion, made his way to the ring. A back and forth ensued on the microphone, with Styles taking exception to the idea that Punk didn't think he could beat Gunther, leading to a challenge for a match on the Tonight Show, or last night, or the Monday Night Show. Punk insisted in putting the World Heavyweight Championship on the line, and the match was agreed to by both competitors to close out the segment. Very much enjoyed the 7-5 tease and AJ Styles and CM Punk match, man, for the World Heavyweight Championship. I can play about that one, man. Sounds freaking great if you ask me, man. On that night, when she did not, and the match was made official later in the night. Pretty fun start to your show. Give it a B+. Kind of set the tone a little bit, honestly. Ain't gonna lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. This gets a B+. Very fun start if you ask me. On to Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Like I said, the reigning defending WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, and Stephanie Becker, the reigning defending WWE Women's World Champion. If you're freaking Cyrus, then why don't you heard those, ladies and gentlemen? Stephanie Becker, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky defeat Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez for the Judgment Day. You think I'll give this like a B- at the best, or even a C+? No, it's good to B. No, people, I am not drunk. I gave a 6-woman or 6-man tag team match a good grade, a B. I am not drunk. I am not high or anything. I'm not drunk or that at y'all. I give this a B. Not bad. I'm kind of enjoying the little action these 3-6 ladies are having in this match. I ain't gonna lie. It's probably never gonna happen again, given a B or a better grade, obviously. But at least you don't see much of 6-woman tags. No, AEW started one recently with Chris Statlander and the Babes of Wrath against the Triangle of Madness, to say at least, but still. I kind of enjoyed this match more than that match, to say at least. I gave this a B. A very fun match. I ain't gonna lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. Do I care for 6 women and 8-man, 6-man, whatever you name it, man? The answer is no. Before we have to see him at all. But still, it's not a bad match if you ask me. Moving on to Paul Heyman. This ain't disappointing the shit out of me here. Paul Heyman gave his typical guidance introducing each member of the division. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. Yeah, you get the point, obviously. Before calling out Adam Pearce, the Raw general manager, ready for the face-to-face with the Raw general manager, after accusing him of putting his hands on Braun Breaker and playing brass knuckles for Rey Mysterio to use in last week's victory. Pearce apologized for taking things too far. They revealed that the Breaker's suspension is lifted and he is in the Royal Rumble this Saturday night, or Saturday afternoon. So are Logan Paul, Braun Strowman, and Austin Theory. A big fat C. This disappointed the fucking shit out of me. They didn't even bother to explain shit like what they did last week of Braun Breaker, Adam Pearce. Not even set a tone basically for potential Adam Pearce and Braun Breaker one-on-one match. And if you only want to do that, that's fine. But still, you get the point. This still disappointed the living shit out of me. What the fuck was the point of this? And the stuff they did last week with Braun Breaker getting suspended and putting his hands on Adam Pearce, like, dude, what was the point of that all along? Nothing. Just disappoint the living shit out of me, I'm not gonna lie. Ultimately led to an Austin Theory and Rey Mysterio match, like anyone gave a fuck about that shit. We're on to Austin Theory. He defeats Rey Mysterio. A big fat C. Oh, man. By the way, Rey Mysterio got hurt in this match, and icing on the cake of this bullshit segment here. Wish Rey all the best. I think he's already clear to compete the Royal Rumble match in Saudi Arabia this Saturday afternoon. But still, man, you can't make me care about this fucking shit. I'm already tired of Austin Theory and the freaking Vision, man. This ain't building this man to be a main eventer. It really ain't. It really is not, if you think about it, ladies and gentlemen. It's building up nothing for Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory for a fucking match on the show. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me, man? A big fat C. Moving on, it's probably the time for the worst thing on the show. The best thing on the show. Michael Cole. Another Michael Cole sit-down interview, this time with Gunther. That had his showdown match with AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble. Gunther claimed that he backed Styles into a corner because he wanted something to gain from being him again. He also claimed that he was tired of the old-timers around here. And he took moments away from Goldberg and John Cena. And now he will do the same to AJ Styles in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. He turns attention to Michael Cole and said he could easily end his career, but he wants the play-by-play announcer to make the call. The career of AJ Styles is over. This was freaking great, man. This is the type of environment that Gunther thrives in. The sit-down areas looking like a big prick of a villain. This is great stuff. I don't even care about him done in the part of Goldberg and John Cena. I don't care about that. But him just being like a big-time villain, a big-time prick to everyone around him, his old-timers or Michael Cole himself, the announce team, that is the best Gunther. This is more the Gunther I want to see. This gets an A. The best thing on the show. Gunther thrives in positions like this, obviously. By far the best thing on this damn show, obviously. Enjoyed the shit out of that sit down here with him and Michael Cole, to say the least. That gets a freaking A, believe it or not. But by the way, I think Styles is retiring probably. The rumors are probably true he's retiring. I just don't like it in Saudi Arabia. Like, why is Styles retiring in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia? Like, I ain't seeing he's got to retire in Gainesville, Georgia, where he's from. I don't think he gets to retire from there. But why in Saudi Arabia, where it's already controversial shit, like, with politics involved? Like, why is that the case where Styles is freaking retirement match based? Unless he beats Gunther, but I doubt he does. But still, I don't think that's why. It's him retiring in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry, people. I don't think the Saudi Arabia government deserves the AJ Styles retirement match. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. But I love to sit down and interview with Michael Cole and Gunther, to say the least. We went to Alpha Academy, Otis and Akira Tozawa. This is a freaking just bizarre outcome here. And I love Otis, I like Tozawa, but still. The Alpha Academy, Otis and Akira Tozawa to defeat the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus Creed. And the Los Americanos, oh joy, to become the number one contender for the WWE World Tag Team Championships. A big fat C. Oh my god, of all the teams you have in this show. And then even this one outcome, he could have done the Creed brothers win this. He didn't even have to pin Otis or Akira Tozawa. He couldn't pin the fucking Los Jobber Americanos. I don't like Tyler Bay and Pete Dunne, but I don't like them, the fucking Los Americanos, obviously. It gives me flashbacks to Butch with Pete Dunne, obviously. I'm sorry. It looks ridiculous. Just stupid thing to do. And Tyler Bate's a great pro wrestler. And the Los Americanos, are you fucking kidding me? They look ridiculous. What do you want me to say? It looks ridiculous. You're not allowed to have an opinion like that? I don't have to fucking tell you people. This was freaking boring. To get big fat C. I don't like the outcome of the Alpha Academy winning this match either. I'd rather go with the freaking Creed brothers, obviously. It's not a better heel team to face the freaking Usos. Now, it's a babyface is a babyface tag team title match. Oh, joy, WWE. Lovely, created for you, Triple H, obviously. So nobody fucking ever. Big fat C, obviously. Moving on to your main event. CM Punk, the reigning defendant WWE World Heavyweight Champion, versus AJ Styles in the main event. Ends in for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, like I said. Ends in no contest after Finn Balor caused that disqualification by attacking both Styles and Punk, signaling that Bill Balor is no not being a babyface now. I don't like that whatsoever. I don't like it. Obviously, you have Liv Morgan backstage, potentially giving criticism to Balor, like, why are you shaking hands with CM Punk? And stuff like that last match week of the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't like that whatsoever. I don't like him going back to his old, not his old NXT days, more his old Judgment Day days. Like, that looks stupid. 1 minute he's shaking hands with Punk, 1 minute he's now attacking Punk and Styles. Like, how does that make any sense, man? How does that make any sense to you people? I love the match with Styles and Punk, obviously. I put this on my CSXR Twitter account. Besides my best matches are the month of January 2026 with Punk and Styles, but still. Doesn't mean I don't have my questions about this. Doesn't mean I don't have my questions about this. Like, why can't you just have Finn Balor go turn on the Judgment Day, have it be... Everyone wants to see babyface Balor. Especially the match we got last week of him and CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now he's just going to attack Punk again to lead to another Punk and CM Punk and Balor match for World Heavyweight Championship. Like, what does that accomplish, man? What does that fucking accomplish? You accomplished everything to turn Balor into a babyface last week. His hometown of Dublin, Ireland, or Ireland in general, you get the point. You accomplished all that last week. Why don't you go back on your word on that? It still looks stupid. It just looks stupid, in my honest opinion, man. Doesn't mean I didn't enjoy the match between Styles and Punk, obviously. I love the match, obviously. It's a B+. Still not a bad match, but still. Doesn't mean I don't have my question about the outcome here, to say at least. And it's your World Show for Friday Smackdown. But the main event, obviously, is a B+. Obviously, it's CM Punk and AJ Styles for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's your World Show great for Monday Night Raw, January 26, 2026. It's a B-. It's not a bad Raw, not a great Raw at all. And it's some A's and two B+ and stuff like that. And a B on the show, too. For a 6-woman tag, nonetheless, too. It's still ground to be a B-. It's the mid shit, like the triple threat tag team match. And also, you got a Austin Theory Rey Mysterio disappointing with Braun Breaker and Adam Pearce segment. Still not be a great show, if you ask me to say at least. The actual World Show great for Raw for January 26, 2026 is a B-. It's not a bad grade at all, but not great. It's still a solid grade, though. That is your Monday Night Raw, January 26, 2026 review on this podcast. And that is also your LimitsCenter for your Wednesday, January 28th of 2026. And also audio platforms because the on show. Thank y'all for watching LimitsCenter on YouTube and all audio platforms like the on show. Which is LimitsCenter podcast, your Wednesday, January 28th, 2026. Hopefully, knock on wood. Probably today or tomorrow, time around at 7:42 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to head over to AEW Dynamite too. I'm thinking about doing your Lucas Eon Productions podcast, your sports podcast, obviously, for tonight being your January 28th, 2026. So I just took out cover the AFC and NFC North, AFC and NFC Championship game recaps as well. And also discussing the Super Bowl matchup between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. So we'll discuss that then to say at least. As always, follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Lucas Eon. And CityXRs on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as well. And until next time, trust me next time, right? Peace, love, I am out. Take care. Love you all big time to say the absolute least, ladies and gentlemen.